Alright guys, we back tearing the engine down. Gonna go and pull these pistons out that I already, let's see, I gotta get this one out. And that's the other side of the bearing right there. Like I said, this motor was running, driving, new bearings was rebuilt. It had the and this too, on these Gen 4 rods, if it's not the right cap, it's not gonna work, in case y'all wondering. You see how this not flush? So that's not the right cap. Which you're gonna keep your caps together anyway. And then if it's not turned the right way, it's not gonna work. You see that gap? But once I get the right cap and turn it the right way, see how I close that gap? See the other side, how it's closed? So you can't get your rod caps mixed up. The way the Gen 4s are made. So we got one rod out. Gonna turn the crank a little bit to get this next rod out. Give it a little tap. Give it a little tap and a wobble. And that's the bearing on that one. See the gap closed. I'm not marking the cylinder walls. I mean, not the cylinder walls, but I'm not marking the cylinders that the pistons come out of. And these rod bolts, man, they get tight. the same wear on the main cap, on the rod cap, rod bearing. So as you can see, I'm getting this piston out and I'm hitting it that way because it's coming out the cylinder, and you can see where it's already coming out. I can almost grab it. It's coming out just like that. Like I said, this a fresh bill. I think what went wrong on this bill was the cam, because I put a used cam in here, and I think that was the issue. You look at the piston, wrist pin, lock, got brand new rings on it. But I'm probably gonna put new rings in it anyway, because I want to gap them out for boost. When you do a turbo, when I do turbo builds, I always gap my rings. I always gap them out a good distance, a good amount. But I don't go too crazy, so that way if I don't end up boosting, I still got, decent compression. And there go that one. So all of them got the same similar pattern. I don't see anything catastrophic. I don't see any dents. And I turned the crank to kind of help push that rod down. Oh, that wasn't good. So same thing on the bearing. Same wear pattern. So the main thing I'm looking at is the crank. Like I said, my goal is to reuse this crank and blaze the engine. The Gen 4 crank. It's already been polished. Only had about 100 miles on it. So the main goal is to reuse this crank for the actual Blazer 6.2. And then once I get all the internals out, I can take this block back to the machine shop to get the cam bearings redone. Then I have another fresh 6.2 block ready to assemble. So you can see it. It's the same wear. But like I said, I'm going new bearings, the whole shebang. Got 3 more rods come out. Same wear. I don't see nothing crazy. Same wear on the cam. Piston rings look good. It had good compression. Main thing is the crank. The crank being in A1 condition where I don't have to send it back off to the machine shop. Or I can send it off to the machine shop and just get a light cleaning done to it. As long as there's no major damage to where I have to get it turned over to where I got to use oversized bearings. Just get it spun, cleaned up, and drop it in the new engine. Standard size. Man, these bearings don't look bad, man. And those are King racing bearings. Those only when I do LSs, I only use King racing bearings. I don't use Melon. I don't use Evergreen. I only use King racing bearings. All right. Got one more rod. Crank spinning good. So this is just disassembling this one to reuse the parts out of it for the new one. So assembly videos for the actual motor going in the Blazer will be coming soon in the next week or so. If you watched the last video, you seen where I pulled the first main cap off. You can see it. You can see the scratching on it. You can also see the journal on the crank. You can see the journal is in perfect condition. All right, go to the side. So that's all the pistons out. All the pistons rods out. 6-2. Now that's just the main caps, torque down. Look at how free it spin. Look how free that crank spinning. Look at the main journals. Still clean. So a lot of times with the LSs, man, if you put some good bearings in them and you prime the oil right, you put a good oil pump in them, you get everything machined like it's supposed to, man, you can probably get another 100,000 miles, 150,000 miles for sure. Because I pulled apart LSs with 150, 200,000 miles, tearing the motor down to rebuild it. And everything still looks good. The crank still looks good. The bearing still got meat on it. But that's somebody that was changing the oil, regular maintenance, and replacing stuff as it went bad. So we got all the pistons out. Got all the pistons and rods out. Only thing we gotta do is get these caps off, get the flywheel off, and we can pull the crank out. And once we get the crank out, we check it, make sure everything good, and then I can order my new bearings for the actual Blazer engine. And we can go ahead and install the crank. I have some new piston rings, clean everything up, and I'll be able to put the bottom end together. The crank, the rods and pistons, put the caps on, torque everything down, and then I can go ahead, clean my oil pan up, and figure out the cam. That's what I got to get. I got to get the cam. I said I was gonna go with a stage 3 cam, and I'm eventually turbo this engine. I might turbo it to begin with, but I do want to get it in and get it running. And if I have a turbo kit on it, at least be able to do like a first crank up on it to where I can make sure everything's good with the engine. But I got to get a cam, and then I'm gonna gap my rings out. So I got to get the new rings. I'm gonna gap them out. Which everything on this rod is new. Because like I said, I rebuilt this engine one time already with that block and ended up having cam bearing issues. So I'm doing a completely different block with a new cam, and I'm still gonna do like new bearings, new rings. I'm not gonna reuse the bearings and the rings. So all that'll be new, and I'm gonna gap the rings out good. Whether I boost or not, I'm gonna gap the rings out just so I know they got the proper gap to where later on, if I decide to boost, I can boost. And then I'm probably the heads that go on there are probably gonna be like an in between head of like I can ride all motor, or they'll still be good heads for boost. So we'll see. So if you want to keep up with the build, like and subscribe, turn the notifications on so you can keep up with the build. I know you see a lot of people building stuff online, and you always catch the build like at the end once it's gotten popular. So maybe we can get a good following on this build to the end, and I got like those followers that's been with me since the beginning, and they watch me build this, and then they watch me build it, and hopefully it can go like that.